got the light because that's the bus I'm transferring to right there. I gotta keep going though because it doesn't stop at this stop. We stop at this stop. That bus skips this stop. Doesn't stop until Larkspur. It's the next stop. Fortunately, it's stuck at a red light now. It was looking like the bus was going to meet me here. In fact, I got a screenshot that shows that bus. Larkspur Drive just announced it. So all my strength. The bus stop is before the intersection. That bus leapfrogs around this bus, I'm going to be so pissed.
Route 44 north. Check out their head.
There it is. Oh, I made it. I was so worried that bus was going to leapfrog around my bus. I was so worried I wasn't going to get that transfer. That one was running late. Thank you. I'm trying to get to work at 40th Street in Thunderbird. So it's 1:21. I got here 40 minutes early. And it looks like the dumpster is overflowing. I still haven't checked the app to see if I'm here for cleaning or merchandising. Or perhaps a truck put away. Maybe I should check that right now. I got 40 minutes to kill. So yeah, got really lucky. I made that bus transfer. I was so worried because I see it happen when I'm riding the bus that the 138 was going to leapfrog around the stop there at Tatum and Larkspur while the 44 was stop dropping me off because the buses don't stop at every stop. Like, that's by design. That's normal. And it would be dysfunctional if it did. Like, I get that. But if there's nobody waiting there, and there wasn't, and there's nobody getting off there, and there wasn't, the 138 has no reason to stop. So since he was running behind, but not as far behind as the 44 was, because that 44 was super late picking me up, their goal is to try to get back on schedule, so he would be going around stop Route 44. Never mind the fact that I was getting off that trying to transfer to him. So anyway, so glad he stopped, so glad that worked out. Now, I did check the bus schedule. I would have made it here on time regardless, but well, not necessarily. I don't know that for a fact. Provided the next 138 was running on time, I would have shown up with about 6 minutes to spare. But it's worth noting that 138 was running about 6 minutes late. So, you know, that's I would have shown up on time had the next 138 been running on time, which is doubtful, because the 138 that I just got on was not running on time. Anyway, yeah, the bus system very dysfunctional because transfers that are scheduled that should work often don't, because the buses absolutely can't seem to keep their schedules. So I was checking my Shift Smart app to see what kind of a shift I'm doing. So while I was on the bus, I tried to register my Fry's MasterCard. I did finally get that replaced. Yeah, I didn't succeed in doing that. I eventually got through. Tried to. It says on the card that I can register it through the app. So I downloaded the app and I tried to get onto the app with it, and it sent me a code to my phone number, which I put in to verify my identity. And after putting in my last 4 digits of my social and my credit card number, and then getting this code back from my phone and putting it in, I got a thing that popped up that told me, and I was going through the thing to create a new account, account for the app, because I don't recall ever using the U.S. Bank app before, which is what that credit card uses. And yeah, after I got that far, it got me a pop-up telling me that it appeared I did already have an account, which, okay, fine. I haven't used it in forever. I have absolutely no recollection of ever creating it, but okay, so maybe I did years ago. Anyway, there was a link to log in. I don't even remember having created that account, so I sure as hell don't know my login information. Then there was a link to recover my login information. So I clicked that link, and then it had put in my last 4 digits of my social security number again, and I put that in, and it gave me a pop-up screen. It gave me to another screen that said that it wasn't working, to try again later, or call a 1-800 number for help. And I called that 1-800 number. Now, granted, I prefer to make phone calls from my Motorola phone because I can hear a lot more clearly on it, and it's a lot better at battery. Battery lasts exponentially longer than the iPhone does. But because that account because I had the app open on the Moto, so I was going to be wanting to touch that probably when I was talking on the phone, and the fact that my account is associated with the phone number on my iPhone, which often they use caller ID to identify what phone you're calling from, to identify that it's your account, I thought best I call on my iPhone. And for whatever reason, probably because the bus is so goddamn noisy, it's just noisy on buses, she absolutely couldn't hear me. I finally got through to a person, and she couldn't hear what I was saying, and she ended up just putting me back to the automated system. At that point, I just gave up in frustration and hung up. So no progress on that card. That card, by the way, when I called to get the card replaced, which that's what the package was from UPS when I got home the other day, pretty excited I got the card back. That's a good thing. But when I was talking to her, I was asking what the balance was. She said I got a 0 balance. So that's a good thing. I don't owe any money on that card. As I recall, that card has really good benefits for shopping at Fry's, but what it doesn't have is a good interest rate. Like, before interest rates started jumping due to Bidenomics, before that card had a shitty interest rate compared to all my other cards, which is why I made a point to pay it off years ago. Amazingly, unlike my red card, I called to see what was up with my red card with Target, and they're just like, oh, you don't have an account here. And they're like, oh yeah, after 6 months of activity, we just closed the cards out. It's like, wow, okay, so it's been closed out for years. Good to know. Kind of frustrating, but whatever. Fuck you, Target. But yeah, I got through. She's got you got a 0 balance, and I'm like, well, that's cool. And then what's my credit limit? And she goes, oh, $500. I'm like, $500? So I remember that having a substantially larger available balance. And she goes, oh yeah, it shows here that when you originally got the card, you had a $5,000 credit limit, but it's been reduced, and they said it was reduced in like 2000 or something like that, which that makes sense. That's when I was having some serious money problems due to the fact that I didn't get all that money that other people got during the pandemic. And instead of getting all this additional money, I lost all my karaoke income, and then I lost my Social Security, and then I lost my housing. So when other people were getting a whole lot of money for not doing any work, I lost all the work that I had, lost the money from doing that, and lost the additional benefits that I got on top of that. So I just was surviving on credit cards, which was a horrible plan. In hindsight, I kind of fucked myself on that, and I admit that. But yeah, that card I believe I had paid off prior to that, and fortunately I never used it because I knew it had a crappy interest rate on it. But yeah, it was around that time that all my credit cards just suddenly, when I had a whole lot of leeway to play with, just all my credit limits, like mid 2000, late 2000, all my credit limits that I was nowhere near hitting, not particularly, they all suddenly got reduced to really close to what my balances were. And I was like, well, that sucks. Now I'm really fucked. Yeah, apparently, unbeknownst to me at the time, my Fry's MasterCard did the same thing. And yeah, so I have a $500 limit on that card. Woohoo! That's all right. There's a Fry's across the street. Should I do any grocery shopping? I intend to use it just for shopping at Fry's, so I can get the perks and the benefits of using the Fry's card. And that's about it. They said if I wanted to raise my credit limit and back up, I'd have to basically do the equivalent of, they'd have to run another credit check on me, and I don't know, they probably would raise it. I mean, I've still got a decent FICO. I think I'm like 680 or so, but nah, it just is what it is. I just like to get the damn thing set up in the app so I can see and use the card from the app and manage my card from the app and stuff. But anyway, on that note, how much time do I have to kill here? I have a half hour to kill. I was looking to see what kind of shift I'm working, so when I get there I know. Schedule today, 2 p.m. I love how this app's always asking me to confirm the shift. Confirm shift. I've already confirmed it. Shift Smart app is so buggy. Merchandiser. Which doesn't mean that the manager's not going to decide to make me clean out here in the stupid heat anyway, but merchandiser. All right, that's good to know. Well, as tempting as it is to walk across the street and kill time at Goodwill, because I love killing time at Goodwill, I need to not be spending money like that. And last time I went to a thrift store, I spent $50. I got amazing shit. I don't regret spending $50 at the DI roughly a week ago. I got these, in fact, this whole outfit I'm wearing, I got these jeans, which are like a light gray and fit amazingly. This red shirt, some pictures of that. My sister Melissa got me hooked on this concept of buying other people's old work shirts for places I've never worked at. And this one, super classic, from Taylor Morrison. God knows, probably a home seller in the office that wore this shirt. Taylor Morrison, one of the largest housing developers in the valley, for building the sprawl that surrounds the city and track houses, and I have no desire to ever buy a Taylor Morrison house, but hey, it makes it look like maybe once upon a time I had a really good job selling houses, and I love the it's got a brand logo on it, OGIO. I have no idea what that stands for. Never heard of the brand, but it looks cool. And then I like that it has the American flag on it, saying, remember everyone deployed. That's a nice touch. I dig that. So it pleases the patriot in me that has had many family members serve and still has family members, including a sister that's active military. So that's kind of cool. So yeah, I got this shirt, got those pants, got a record album. And here's the picture of it. I've been searching for that record since I was a kid. And if you're looking at that, like, what the hell is it? That song is originally from an artist named Gershon or something like that. It was not a hit. It was just a weird, quirky, early instrumental thing. I want to say 68, 69. And the version that's on mine by Hot Butter, that was a worldwide hit. That was a big hit in like 1973, like when I was a toddler, but when I was very much listening to AM radio and hearing hit music, and that was pretty solidly on the radio for a good year or 2 years. Disappeared into obscurity, but it's been covered several times, most notably in the 90s by Crazy Frog, and maybe about 6 years ago by the Muppets, featuring the Swedish Chef. It's a great video. I'll try to remember to link that in the description. But yeah, people look at that. I don't know what that is. Never heard of that. And then I play a snippet of it, and it's like oh, I know that. It's like, yeah, that's the original LP release of it with a neat gimmick cover that has an actual popcorn box stuck to it. So neat shit. That was a whopping $2. Got a bunch of CDs, some factory sealed Jonas Brothers CDs. Will I make any money flipping those? I don't know. At $1 a piece, I figured I'd take my chances. Got some other CDs I was pretty excited about, including a super late budget release, 2 discs of Glenn Campbell live, presumably recorded in the late. I'm tying my shoe again. Another day for me. Presumably recorded in the late 90s. It's I listened to about half of the first disc, and it's amazing. It's Glenn Campbell. I saw him on his last tour in 2011. He still sounded phenomenal then. Very charismatic performer. I mean, late Glenn Campbell. He's been dead for quite some time now, but back in the day, even well after his career, after his by the late 90s, like, he was not particularly relevant in mainstream music. It was long since he'd had a hit, but even then, like, after his time in the limelight faded, he was still a phenomenal live performer. And yeah, these recordings, and I've meant to look them up. I haven't yet, so I don't know exactly when these were recorded, but I'm assuming late 90s. They sound amazing. You can tell he's working the crowd. The most notable thing on there is him doing Amazing Grace, and at one point switches from singing vocals and playing guitar to playing the bagpipes. I had no idea that Glenn Campbell even played the bagpipes, so that was amazing. I would love to see that, but it was great just even to hear it. Yeah, I look forward to hearing more of that. And I'm sure that was a super low budget release to begin with, but that's nothing common. So Feel very lucky to have found that. I think what else was notable out of the CDs. I bought more CDs than I probably should have, but they were $1 a piece, so whatever. Except for the Glenn Campbell thing, that was a 2-disc set, but it was in like a double thick case, or actually I think it was in a cardboard slipcase with 2 single jewel boxes in it, so they priced that at $2. Whereas the much more valuable release I got, which was a 2-disc best of by Glenn Campbell, which reminds me, I still got a disc of that I got to get back from Priscilla. That was in a slimline double box, so they priced that at 99 cents. That one's great. I forget what the hell it was called, but it's I want to say probably a compilation from roughly 20 years ago. And it's huge. I couldn't tell you how many songs it is, but I think each disc clocks in at like 74, 75 minutes, and just chock. I mean, it's Neil Diamond. There's so many good Neil Diamond songs. They're all loaded on that. I could not buy that for $1. I don't remember anything else notable that I got. That's the stuff that really sticks in my mind. I also bought a cassette deck, a really nice early 90s Sony double cassette deck. Mechanical buttons on it. One deck was auto reverse, the other was single direction, so kind of a lower end, but still decent quality double deck. Digital meters on it. I expected the belts would probably be no good, and yeah, they completely turned to goo inside of it, which is to be expected of a deck of that vintage. But the big disappointment is the motor on deck A seems to be working, but it's pretty noisy, which means it's kind of on its last leg, and it's still going to be annoying even if it does work. Here, having a deck that's like, you want your decks to be as quiet as possible. But it was $12. I'm still ahead. I mean, I could sell that thing probably for $40 as is and describe it on eBay. Not that I will. Well, probably won't. Honestly, I'd rather fix it. Now, will I replace the motor or let it be noisy? Yeah, probably let it be noisy as long as it runs at a decent speed and doesn't have any wow or flutter issues. But yeah, I'll get the belt kit on it. They're not too difficult to put the belts on. Honestly, the most difficult thing is just trying to clean all the goo of the old belts off. I did get most of it cleaned up. There were a couple spots that I could tell I was going to need to get some rubbing alcohol and get a little more aggressive with. And I'm just like, I just made a little note of what was wrong with it. Put the thing, labeled it. It's going to be moved to storage soon. So got a really neat phone charger. In fact, the same kind that they have at the bar that I'm working at tonight, at Oz Bar, that charges up to 8 devices. 4 that are low amperage USB, 4 that are higher amperage USB, but not what's considered like fast charging today. I don't know, none of it seems to make a difference. Like my Motorola phone actually can support the fast charging, but whatever the higher amperage plug-in on that, it doesn't consider that to be fast charging. Does it charge faster than the other plugs? I don't know. I've been using it. It charges okay. I can't complain. And it's neat. It's got the little slots on it on top where you can lay your phone sideways and they light up to go with each plug that's underneath it. So real neat device, $7, something I definitely had a need for. I feel like that's all I got. But it all totaled up to $50. So yeah, I shouldn't be thrifty today. I'm going to go inside on Fry's, take advantage of the air conditioning, and maybe get a cold drink and try to get my dang MasterCard working again. And it's now 1:47. For what little bit of time I spent inside Fry's, I feel that was time well spent on the new Fry's MasterCard with its whopping $500 limit. It's got a zero balance. It's kind of nice to know I have one card that has a zero balance. But anyway, it gave me 3 options for how to activate it. It said to use the app, the US Bank app, which I tried and failed miserably at. It also gave me the option of look at that. Somebody wasted a whole bunch of money on lottery tickets, lost, decided to tear them up and litter the goddamn bus stop with them. Wow, not helpful. And I just got a pop-up telling me space may be running out. Yeah, I don't think the cloud on Android works the way the cloud on Apple works, to where as I fill up the phone with the litter was bugging me. Whereas I fill up the phone with video, and then every night it just sucks it up to the cloud and clears it off the phone. I don't think that's automatic, or at least it's something I need to set up on my phone. So shooting video on this Motorola, I am running out of space, so I need to figure that out. It's all right. I'll have plenty of time while I'm waiting for my karaoke show. start after my 4-hour shift here at Circle K to sort that out. Really, dude? Really, dude? See the crosswalk? And there's the other bus. So I would have made it on time if I had to wait for the other bus. But yeah, it would have been 30 minutes sitting over there on Tatum in the hot ass sun, accomplishing nothing.
Wait.
Yeah, to me that's the worst thing about how infrequently the buses run, is how many transfers come with the possibility of spending 30 plus minutes just sitting out here in this unbelievable heat. And the people that think improved transit service is going to make people want to ride the bus are just completely in denial that nobody wants to sit out in this heat when they can drive an air-conditioned vehicle. Period. Period. In spite of the fact that many people die from car accidents all the time, and most likely that's a memorial for somebody who died in a traffic accident here. So anyway, yeah, failed trying to get it activated on the app or get on the app. There's also a direct URL for activation, and then there's a phone number to call. I tried the direct URL when I got inside Fry's, and that worked. So my Fry's credit card is working. I made my first purchase with it since probably 4, maybe 5 years. Got 2 things of vitamin water, and it's got a barcode on it I can scan as my Fry's Kroger VIP membership. I'm hoping that barcode is tied to the one that I get by keying in my phone number. I was thinking about going to customer service to find out. Didn't really have time for that, but hopefully. Of course, the primary use of that is to get points for discounts on gas, and it's not like I'm purchasing gas these days. So yeah, it's probably all for naught, but at least I got my discount and got 2 things of vitamin water for $3 without having to spend any cash on it. And so yeah, after that it got me to a screen. After I got it activated, it got me to a screen to log into my account, and I ended up at that same screen telling me that there was a problem. I had to try later or contact that phone number again, which I didn't have time for. So anyway, I'm at Circle K. I'm gonna down this vitamin water really quick and then go start my shift.